Hello there, Internet! I am your host, J-Man. Welcome back to some Let's Play! Twisted Metal Black. We left off. We had the twisted tale of Raven, a girl, and her goth girlfriend, Kelly, who was basically murdered by some douchebag frat boys. Seriously, they should be the ones in jail! Oh yeah, fun fact is that, so you know how I like to say how I kind of like manuals back then, how they would often expand lore that is in the game? In this game, this hearse was actually the hearse that carried Kelly to her funeral. So, hey, so since the last game, since Dollface is the main character now, yeah, I remember that even Dollface appeared in a lot of promotional material because I went to this store like in Los Angeles in 2018. Not last year. This is a different store. It was called a Game Shack. I bought a copy. I bought Animal Crossing and Joe there. I had a bit of an argument with Dad, so my family made up for like going there. We were like very close to leaving. But so we don't know her age. She has bipolar 1, severe with psychotic and catatonic features, brain damage, and she needs antidepressant meds and shock therapy. But she appears harmless, not to approach. Get ready for one of the more twisted individuals.
I was a bad girl one time. And now I'm gonna pay for what I did forever and ever and ever. I should have done what I was told. I should have been more careful. I shouldn't have defied Mr. Creel. That's why he did this to me. I'd been alone for so long. But then, one day, I had a visitor. His name was Calypso. He said he could make it all better. He said we were gonna play a game. It was the key. The only one that could open my mask. 7 years I'd been locked away inside my doll face. If I won the contest, I'd get the key. But I've been so bad. Do I really deserve to be free?
Yeah, a little different from the girl boss that she is in the show, isn't she? My boss used to buy spare parts of this junkyard. It's where he found the pieces of my mask. Yeah, this is kind of like something like this. I don't know if it was just my controller, but sometimes the God mode cheat, works when it wants to. Yeah, I might try and get like a newer controller. There we go. Yeah, how'd you get that police car on there? That guy should have been paced. So, yeah, another Easter egg I kind of noticed was that on Darkseid in the show was that it's Satan's spawn. If you don't know, was the car because in Twisted Metal Black, in Twisted Metal 1, Sweet Darkseid was supposed to be was driven by the devil, which is weird because Anne was trying. There was this demon named Black who was the thing that Calypso used to grant wishes. They did change it every game. They change it every game. They... Like, in 4 it was a ring, ooh, and it was even like Soul the Devil or something himself. And in the gloss editing, like Ash, who was the driver of it. So he has like this device that apparently to the devs, like some coffee container said this pretty badass line. Let's go, Black. The fires of hell need fuel. Let's go back to the freeway. They say this contest kills innocent people. I don't care anymore. Everyone had me. No one is innocent. I wonder why they made... Are we gonna get Warthog in the show? Like, Warthog also had a pretty consistent track record. I mean, in the Twisted Metal 3 canon, it's his driver that won, which I think... I think I already said it before, that Twisted Metal 3 is like... Twisted Metal 1 and 2 are guys who know the kids, while Twisted Metal 3 and 4's endings are like, how you do, fellow kids? Okay, mostly 3. 3 is simply stuff, but there's like one ending I actually kind of like from Twisted Metal 4, which was this random family that was like a parody of like the National Lampoon guys. I love this theme. I won't lie, I mean, as much as I miss the heavy metal, the music of this game is actually not that bad. Especially this epic orchestral shit, like... Yeah, what is this supposed to be? Like a dirt bike arena? Story time. During my Fire Emblem phase at high school, I remember like some kid like had some argument like what was better, cooler, like a horse or a dirt bike. If this kid was like, so this girl, there was like this really nice girl, was like, I was like, hey, who do you think? What do you think? What are you more into? Who would you like more, this dirt bike, or a guy riding in on a horse? And her response was the horse. Apparently, she taught kids how to horseback ride. That's cute. I don't know why I brought that up. 7 years in this mask. Have I face changed? The mask never gives. It'll crush my face. Am I deformed by now? How are you alive? Like, how are you eating, drinking that thing? There is Dollface also appeared in Twisted Metal Black 2012. Like, they changed her to like a overly envious supermodel, like a yandere supermodel. And she got in a car accident one day, and well, she didn't take it very well. Like, and so just they were able to fix her face, except for able to fix her face, but the doctor was like, dude, lady, ma'am, it's just a scratch. Trying to calm her down, but she thought she was working for the whiny bitches. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's what she called them. So she went to a sign thing named Okale. Okay, it's spelled Calypso backwards, and it's spelled 2012. Calypso is Satan, and controls the media, like every conspiracy theorist ever. And hides the tournament. And you guys also remember Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle? The Jumanji movie people thought was going to suck, but turned out to be actually peak cinema. A lot better than any right it had to be. Well, time to turn off the model and the audio.
I was asleep for hours, and the whole time I was having this really scary dream. I dreamed about my boss, Mr. Creel, working on those creepy masks he used to make. It was my first real job after college. I didn't want to screw it up. I wanted Mr. Creel to like me. But then, this one day, I made a terrible mistake. I didn't mean to upset him. I didn't mean to be so clumsy. But I was just so stupid. I could feel the nails crushing the mask down on my face. And to make sure the mask stayed on tight, Mr. Creel made a weird-looking key. He said it would make sure the mask would never come off. Now that I think about it, maybe it wasn't all my fault.
So, now is a good time to bring this up. Apparently, the beta cutscenes were leaked, and apparently, the original plan for Dollface was that she was supposed to be underage, like a teenager. Uh, and that it was her father. The manual even kind of hints at it, saying that Emmanuel, like, grew up in Zom's own family, had no siblings. Her father and mother worked 15 hours a day. At age 10, her home life grew even worse, and her mother unexpectedly passed away. For many years that followed, her father always mumbled, "It's all your fault." But now, years later, Dollface got a new job of a man who, oddly enough, reminds her of her father. Apparently, Darkseid was like this. When I think about it, I wonder if my boss wanted me to die. Is it bad to think of such things? So I'm here to tell you like how I even found out about Twisted Metal despite long not knowing franchise. Yeah, I don't know how she got the police car on there though, on her truck. So you guys know me, I was a fan of Rooster Teeth, and of course gaming trivia. So Rooster Teeth had a somewhat short-lived series called 5 Facts, where they would go over 5 facts about a video game franchise. And they did one on Twisted Metal. I think this was done in light of the reboot of 2012 coming out around the time. And well, of course, then Rooster Teeth, then Screw Attack made their beta, another series. It was all 5 fun facts posted by a YouTube channel called Dead Horse. People don't seem to like that series. I did. I mean, you know me, I love me my gaming trivia, okay? And of course, me wanting to try to know more about Sony's first party lineup at the time. Because I was kind of starting to get into RPGs, because like, okay, so there was some math thing. I had interest in Kingdom Hearts since it was like a crossover of Disney Final Fantasy. I was trying to get really into RPGs after falling in love with Earthbound, and so my mother So I had to take some math quiz for my school, and that's when my mother, to make up for it, they bought me a couple of games. One of these was the OG Kingdom Hearts on PS2. I was hyped. I remember like playing it for so long that my mother actually had to get me out of out of the house because I was playing it for so long. And then of course they ended up giving me KH2 later on, like, which as y'all know was my top PS2 game. And then, of course, the final nail in the coffin, that turned me into convert to Sony, was Nintendo's E3 in 2015. I mean, you guys all know the most infamous being Metroid Prime. Jesus is the Metroid Prime Federation Force. All kinds of bad decisions from Sony and Nintendo, from Nintendo that day. I mean, we did get a really good crossover, and of course it being the last thing Iwata said before he died. In fact, that also played a big part of it, because I always viewed Iwata as the big good of the game industry, like the antithesis of every major game developer, game CEO nowadays. Like the head of Bungie, like he laid off a bunch of guys, and he went off to buy. And he went off to buy another car. Iwata, during Nintendo's worst eras, cut his salary that year to make sure that he wouldn't lay off any employees. And when he died, a lot of people gave their condolences. Sony and even Microsoft felt bad. Like, for one, it's just Phil Spencer. It's pretty high up here. Been so long since I've seen anything pretty. I wish I didn't have to keep fighting. I'm sorry, officer. I don't want to kill you. I like the police. I'm tired of being locked up.
I had won the contest, and now I was gonna be free. I went to see Calypso. I told him I wanted my prize. But you know what? There's always a price to pay for something you really, really want. If I took the key, Mr. Creel was gonna die. Why couldn't he just have been nice to me? It's funny, now that I had the key, I didn't want it anymore. I like my new face now much better than the old one. It doesn't cry and it doesn't look scared, and it'll always be pretty, even when I'm old and gray inside. There's a whole lot of people in the world just like Mr. Creel. Someone has to show them that they can't do bad stuff to people like me.
Huh. But that got dark fast. Well, time to end the episode here. Like, subscribe. Let's accept. Say yeah.